Hey Gemini, I'm back. So in the last read that I did, I noticed at the end when I was uploading, I was supposed to do business for Gemini, self, singles, and then love, like for those in relationships, right? But I did all of that except for self. So let's dive into Geminis for their self. Now this is for Gemini singles. We'll do self, and then for Geminis that are in love. Yeah, that are in love for self, because I think it gives two different takes on it. So Gemini singles, we're going to go here for yourself, and Geminis that are in love and in a relationship, we're going to look into yourself over here, right? It's just two different mindsets in a sense, because, all right. So for Gemini singles, Spirit, show me for their self. What does Gemini singles need to see? Okay. And what about for Geminis that are in relationships or, in love, but we still want to talk about their self? What can we tell their self? Wow. Beautiful. Okay, so for Gemini singles, for yourself, the overall energy is the sun. Life's good right now for you guys. The overall energy is the sun, the brightest card in the deck. You have worked, Spirit wants to recognize that you've worked through just you worked through some things in love that may have broken your heart at one point. You took a look at something and was like, okay, how do I rectify this for myself? And when you did that, you really dived into yourself and you figured out what worked for you, what didn't work for you, right? Because even though you had a lot of love for someone, your heart still got broken. Or this also could be saying that because you did the inner workings on yourself and understood yourself to a core level of like this, it's brilliant actually, because it's like you understand love in such a different way, because you understand that real love the first real love starts with self-love. And so you took a deep dive in, you looked at all the things that you had built and you created, and then you were honest with something. And because of your honesty to yourself, you were able to add something tangible to this with the Eight of Pentacles. So it's like I took a focus off love for a little bit, for maybe because some things happened, but I worked through it and my life is good. I worked through this, right? But, when I was in self-reflect mode into looking at all the things that I tangibly built and made and created on my own, I had to be honest with myself even more, because I want more than that. And so you brought all of that intellect, that logic, and you built something else. It's like you built a new empire for yourself because of, but it's in the tangible, practical here and now, but it's like you added a piece to yourself. And it's interesting to me because we have the sun right here and then the devil. So it's like I can be your best friend or your worst nightmare, right? But it also shows the light and the dark. In a sense, you know yourself so well. You know the light and you know the dark. And you bring this together. And what this shows is it's like the creation of this. You built something else. You ended with building something within yourself that made it so like this very strong person. Like whatever this is for you, know that spirit is like extremely proud of you for what you've overcome. And it's just not even overcome. It's just like what you chose to create while you were working on yourself. It's so cool. Like you were working on yourself physically, emotionally, mentally. But while you were doing that, while you were working through something, you also made something tangible, practical here and now. You elevated through some inner turmoil and stuff. You work by working through that and understanding what you're doing, what you're accepting, what you're not accepting for self. You then like focused and harnessed the energy in a different way by reflecting, only to then create, like mastermind it and like, okay, then this is what I'm doing. And you created something out of it. You made something else. That's just so beautiful. Look, Queen of Swords, logic. That's beautiful. What, any final messages for Gemini singles for self, spirit? Look at things from a new perspective, or spirit is happy that you looked at things from a new perspective. Okay. You will be getting a victory for whatever this was for you. The final thoughts are you're getting a victory for all the hard work that you put into yourself. By looking at things from a new perspective and working through the 9 of Wands into the 10 of Wands, you then tempered yourself. You tempered your own emotions. You tempered your mind and your heart. And it's like some of you, your gifts opened up more. Your intuition came out. You spoke to your subconscious. You understood your soul to the depths, and that created change. The Wheel of Fortune, old cycles ending, new cycles beginning in the best of ways. Because by looking at things in a new way, you were able to work through whatever you needed to work through, and it just made you better for it, and you won. That's what I got for you, Gemini singles for self. Now we're going to go on to, sorry guys. Now we're going to go on to Geminis that are in love for, but we're going to talk about for self. So for those of you that are in relationships and in love, but this is a self read, this is talking about the inner self too, the 2 of Cups. You found some kind of new self-love for yourself, or you found a way to do something in a way where you were extremely happy with yourself. 2 of Cups. It's like you made yourself a friend, right? You moved forward with something that you were a very passionate person, and some of you might be mothers. It's saying that you were working through a lot of things in the relationship, right, of yourself. So some of you that are mothers, it's like maybe some of you had to put yourself out there a little bit to find your own independence, separate from your being a mom, separate from being a wife, separate from being in a relationship. Like this was a focus on yourself. You wanted to find some new passions and some new loves of what you wanted, right? We have the devil here too. because it could go one of two ways. But Gemini, you wanted to stay balanced. So it's like, okay, I'm at this point in my life, and now I have all these things, but I have a lot of passion for something. I want to create something, but I don't really know what I want to create yet, right? So you put your head down and you just like went to work and you started creating something. You made a small offer. That little pentacle turned into the Nine of Pentacles, which gave you some sort of financial freedom and or independence in a sense, right? Which also made your heart happy too, which then just lit your whole being up because you have all the elements that are here. The Mother of Wands, right? Pentacles, more pentacles, the cups, and then you have the Sun and the Lovers. You have found a new spark within yourself because of something that you manifested, but you created with your own two hands that brought some sort of, it's financial abundance, sure, but this is a sense of freedom, financial freedom, because you did this on your own. It's like that, separate to whether you're a relationship or not. This is for self. So it's like, I did this. I started with this. I birthed something. Right? I was creating it. Then I birthed it. Then I nurtured it. And it grew into 9. Then that just made my heart even more happy. And you nurtured more. And then it's like an explosion of like such happiness. Like the Sun, the brightest card in the deck, that the only outcome could be balance within yourself. You found complete and utter inner peace and balance within yourself. Geminis that are in relationships that we're talking about for self. Yeah. This just feels amazing. You found the love. You found what you were missing or something. It's like something changed in you and you just made something else. This is amazing. Aw, and that's what I got for you guys. I hope that you like this read, and I hope you like the way that I read. Hit that like button, comment, share, and subscribe. Bye, guys. Happy birthday, Gemini.